Hi, I've been super busy lately, but I just got in from the park and I thought I've got to make this mug muffin recipe that a friend asked me to do a couple weeks ago. Hungry anyway, so this is packed with protein. She sent me a recipe and said, "Wow, this looks really good." I said, "Let me help you with that." And this recipe is not going to have sugar in it, and it's also going to be as low carb as you can make a carrot muffin. So what I've done is I melted a teaspoon of butter, a little less than a teaspoon of butter, in my mug, and you can't really tell, oh, you can kind of tell, I coated the mug with that to help it not stick. Then I grated half a cup of carrot. I've added a quarter cup of almond flour. Now, if you've got a nut sensitivity, you could use coconut flour. You could use regular flour. I want this to be protein packed, so I'm adding almond flour. I've got 2 tablespoons of flax milk. I'm using an egg. If you want to use flaxseed or chia seed ground up to make a flax or chia egg, you would use a teaspoon of flaxseed, grind it up, and add a quarter cup of water. I'm going to top it with a quarter cup of walnuts. I've got a teaspoon of vanilla, and I've got a quarter teaspoon of baking soda. Once again, if you're going to make it using a vegan version, you're going to add a tiny bit of vinegar. I'd say like about half a teaspoon of vinegar to get that rise. That'll activate the baking soda. I'm going to get a lot of rise from my eggs, so I'm not worried about that. So, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to crack my egg and beat that. I'm going to actually just pour my milk in with the egg and beat that up. This comes together in like a minute. And it's a really quick breakfast. If you're pressed for time, this is the kind of thing you can set up the night before, putting the dry ingredients in one container, the wet ingredients in another container. Got some cinnamon over here too that I'm going to, I think I'm going to mix the cinnamon into it and sprinkle it on top because I love cinnamon. And cinnamon's really good for you. You might not know that cinnamon actually helps glucose move into your cells, getting it out of your bloodstream, therefore helping insulin not to spike. So that's particularly useful having some carrots, which are not really high in sugar, but I'm adding the almond flour next, but high enough to be a problem for some people. Oh, it's looking good. Add my vanilla. Going to add my baking soda. This is a recipe that's so easy. I taught a group of children last December to make little meals they could make themselves, and they loved it. They loved standing at the microwave and watching it rise. That's it. All done. Oh, not done. Walnuts. I'm going to just leave them on top, scrape off my fork, and top it with some more cinnamon. And I'll be back in a minute. 2 minutes in the microwave, and look what we've got. That is beautiful. That is also hot. Easy, quick breakfast. True. That you can modify. You could use a mashed banana in this. You could use applesauce in this. And keep the measurements the same. So you're going to use a quarter cup, or rather, what did I use, a half a cup? I don't know. I better write it down. Half a cup. You can use half a cup of mashed banana, half a cup of applesauce. get creative. You can add a little bit of cocoa to it. It's up to you. And you've got a quick and easy breakfast the kids love. So, Mug Muffin, enjoy. Recipe will be on my website.